already know. Turn the speakers up, man, it's time to stop the show. John Tanner, Ryan, Wright, this DJ Jeremiah. We bringing the heat, man, this joint be fire like, bruh. We in the field, we in the field, bruh. We in the field, we in the field. Just put it in work, we raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Wright, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah was good.
All right, for all things Trackstarz, make sure you go to trackstarz.com. Follow us on Instagram, like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and go and leave us a review on Apple iTunes, all right?
Yeah, man, we got a full house today. Rep the King is in the building. Tiana Gunn is in the building. Yes, how y'all doing?
Yeah.
What up?
Yes, all right, sir. So we got a lot to get into. Is everybody good? Y'all good?
Yeah, man.
Ryan and I were gone last week. We missed y'all, but you guys did an amazing job, man.
Appreciate it, man.
You guys really held it down, man. Really did a good job. Jay, how'd it feel?
It was straight, man. It was straight. It was so funny. It was like at first it was kind of I was nervous on the call when y'all asked and stuff, but then I felt like God was like, you do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I was like, okay, let's go.
I was so proud, man, when you first cracked the mic, man. You had your Funkmaster Flex energy up. Bro.
Oh, really?
You were killing it.
Yeah, no, it was straight, man. We had fun though. It was shout out to them, man. They came through and blessed us, man. So
yeah, we got a good team, man.
Yeah,
There's so many great people behind the scenes that you don't get to see. Y'all finally got to meet producer Jerry over the last couple of shows.
Yeah, man.
Came up out of the woodworks. But yeah, man, and I wasn't here last week, but I definitely wanted to shout out some really cool people. Shout out to Isaiah Mosiah, man. He is all the way out in Kuwait. He's a brother that listens to the show and really supports us, man, and we just want to wish him and his family well. Prayers go out to everybody who was affected down in from Hurricane Milton to Helene, and we're still going to Flavor Fest, so they definitely wanted me to tell everybody that it is still on November 7th through the 10th, so excited about that. We're going to be there. The beat battle got a lot of submissions this week. I'm excited to go through all those and share that, so yeah, good stuff.
All right, so let's get into it, man. We got a lot to talk about, guys. All right, so first up, Lecrae had B. Simone on his podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if he calls it podcast, but on his podcast, I want y'all to hear what she said and let me know what you think.
People think when you give your life to Christ, all right, now you talked about the Lord, you still cussing. Give me a second. I've been cussing for 25 years and I've known Jesus for 10 months.
Yeah.
All I have to do is keep my eyes on him.
Right.
And he will convict me and start to slowly purify my heart. I'm not my relationship with God is not horizontal. I'm not worried about y'all. I got my eyes on him. And the more I walk with him, things just start to shed off. I don't even want to have sex no more. I don't even have the appetite for liquor no more. But if you don't go to him first and you start saying, okay, I got baptized yesterday. I can't do the drugs no more. I can't have the sex no more. I can't. You're going to go back to it anyway because your heart wasn't changed.
That's good. Yeah,
so let me go to him first, and as he convicts me and changes my heart, it'll just naturally happen. I didn't get baptized and go to God and say, after my encounter, which was nuts, and say, I can't do this no more. No. I didn't freak out. I said, okay, I'm going to just walk with him. I'm going to just walk with him.
Okay,
Sister
Simone.
Rush. It ain't no rush. It ain't no rush. I got so many other things I'm working on. It's no rush. And guess what? I'm celibate now because I'm not dating. I don't know what's going to happen in my life. I'm going to try, but I don't know.
I feel, okay, can I speak
I'm
to
not
that?
being tempted right now.
Can I
So
speak?
it's easy. I'm an open book. I've had threesomes. I've done crazy stuff. I done took drugs. I had an abortion. I'm an open book.
Okay.
I've done it. Threesome. But it wasn't a lifestyle, but I did it.
Okay.
Just like I had an abortion. I didn't have 12, but I had one.
Right.
Right? So, and I say this not to be, I'm not being funny. I'm saying it because there is somebody on the other side of this, and it's gonna make me emotional.
That's okay.
There's somebody on the other side of this that is doing those things, that is going through that. It's okay, baby. It's okay. That's what people that are trying to come to God need to hear, because that's what I needed to hear. When people were judging me and pulling me, it's okay. People like Sarah Jakes, you, Tabitha Brown, it's okay. I see you. Take your time. I see your heart. You're trying. People don't need to be condemned all the time.
Yeah.
Everything ain't gotta be so heavy all the time. Why you doing this? Why? Relax. It's okay, baby.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's good.
It's okay. You keep your eyes on him.
That's good.
You don't focus on the people. You focus on God. It's okay.
Yeah.
Drugs, it's okay. Alcohol, it's okay. Sex, it's okay. Now, what you need to do, work on, you try to change, but keep your eyes on him. Keep your eyes on him. Don't keep your eyes on people. It's okay. He loves you, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So there's women that follow me that need to hear that. They don't need to hear, I've never done this. I've never done that. No, I've done it. I've been there. I can relate to you, girl.
Yeah.
That's not listening. She ain't got no gospel playlist. She don't know who Lecrae is. She don't know Genesis. She don't know John 3:16. She don't know
his face?
Revelation. She don't know. I barely
Straight
know
to his
what's
face.
Genesis 1 and
They don't
1.
know you, Lecrae.
Give me a minute, Cray Cray.
I'm with you. I got you.
So people need to hear it's okay.
Yeah.
And not just stay there. I'm not saying it's okay to stay there. That's
Right.
not what I'm saying.
Right.
But I'm saying your past does not define who God called you to be and who you are. And if you're in a season where you're feeling convicted, your only responsibility is to move. When it's moving time, I'm so used to packing up and moving now. I don't ever even really feel like I fought it.
All right. So, what did you think? What did you think?
It was a lot. It was a lot. Now, the question I have is and I've watched this clip a couple times too. The first thing that jumps out to me is the okays.
Yeah, I made sure I left enough in there because she eventually tries to clean that up because it could sound like she's saying it's okay if you're doing drugs. It's okay if you're having. I don't think that's what she meant.
No, I think she meant it's okay that you struggle
It's
with
okay
those
that you
things
did
and you're
that and-
still, you're still, you don't hate those things just yet, but you're trying to walk away from them.
Right. Yeah, I think that was ultimately her point. I don't know her, so this is not for her, I guess. This is for anybody who's in her situation. The only thing I would say is it isn't just a vertical relationship. I know what she's trying to say. It's don't let people distract you from your relationship with God.
Right.
It is also horizontal, right? God puts people in your life to help disciple you, to help you walk through it. You're supposed to have godly counsel. So it's not just vertical. It's not just what you think God wants you to do. There's people he puts in your life to help make sure you're not lying to yourself. Your heart is deceitful. It'll make you think God is telling you one thing when it's really another. Even when you read the Bible, it may make you think your interpretation of it should be this when it really should be that. So the people around you are important as well. So I would tell her, as I watched the whole thing, is make sure you actually read, go like deep into the Bible and read it for yourself, because I think a lot of Christians are relying on, what does it feel like to me? Should I feel like I should do this? I feel like God is telling me that, but find out what he actually said already first, you know?
Yeah.
So that would be my only encouragement to her. But I think she's genuinely seeking. I would just encourage her to make sure she's being discipled. That somebody should be able to say, no, don't do that. And I get her point, but you may not have that much time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like you got time. I don't know. I mean, like there's a little bit of urgency on this. Like it's not completely just take your time. Like get to
relationship is important. What I hear when I hear her speak, I hear relationship over everything. I hear right where you are. Come to God as you are and walk as you are and make sure you're connected with him. I think that's the most important. A lot of times we're introduced to God through religion. Like we're introduced to him through some form of religion. And I love the fact that Christians now are able to just say, man, outside of religion, man, all right, God, here I am. I'm a mess. I need your help. And I'm not basing it on what other people say, what other people think, that lateral. I need you.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the most important part that I took. And obviously you can take it out of context when you hear it's okay to sex. It's okay. If you just played that clip, somebody in trouble.
It'll be real unfair.
Oh my God.
I was like, nah, I gotta let her roll.
I think too, though. I think like Sean was saying, like the vertical as well, the lateral is important. I think when you hear that though, if you're going to disciple somebody or going to minister to somebody in that circumstance, the way you approach them is key. I think a lot of times we become very dogmatic or very judgmental. Like, obviously, if they're new to this, they don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So come to them with grace. Come to them with love. Don't excuse sin, but understand they're not going to have it right on day one.
Yeah.
That's it.
It may take them a little time. So I think when I got what she was saying, just like, okay, Craig, give me a little time. You know, I think, like Sean was saying, you never know what'll happen tomorrow. But at the same time, if I'm coming to you and I'm talking to you, I got to have realistic expectations. Like she said, if I've been smoking weed and having sex for 25 years, and you coming to me next week and think I'm still not going to have them urges, it's unrealistic. Shoot, I've been walking with the Lord for years. And if I smell the right smell in the air, I'm looking like, man, that mug, you know what I'm saying? Like, and for a minute, I got to snap back into it. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just realistic, you know what I'm saying? So I think if you're going to approach somebody and disciple somebody, do it in a spirit of love and have realistic expectations. Don't try to just bog down on them and expect them to turn everything around day one.
Y'all know who she talking to, right? She talking to us. Or she talking about people like us.
Yeah, for sure. You think we talk to her like this?
I mean, we have videos when we kind of went at B. Simone.
What's interesting is we probably do, and she should probably watch them because it wasn't her that a lot of it we were talking. It was the guests.
Oh yeah. Well,
and I think
London,
part of for her, I think she may not understand a lot of the heat she's getting towards her is because it's not just you and you taking time. You're actually talking to other people.
Yeah.
Too. You have a platform.
You have a platform.
So people are listening to what you, and they're like, no, don't tell them that. You know. So that's where it's like it's not just you. You are talking to other people.
And I think that's the problem with this situation. It's not the problem that she's saying that give her time. It's not the problem of because we all sanctification is a life process. Mm-hmm. And I think the problem is like he just said, she has a platform, and when she get people on her platform, it doesn't sound like she doesn't sound like that. She sounds like it is what it is. You know what I mean? You ain't perfect, nobody perfect, so let's just, you know what I mean? And I think that's the scary part about the whole situation. You know, I've definitely been praying for B. Simone, but I think at the same time it's just like on your platform it's a little bit different. It does sound like, you know, we trying to figure it out, which is we all trying to, but at the same time it does sound like, you know, we ain't perfect.
When she hit that, sound like she had somebody face in mind, like she was talking to someone.
Yeah. People kind of do that when you're around somebody who you have a little bit more respect for, like a Lecrae or a pastor or something. Sometimes you put on your little, let me try to clean it up a little bit more than I would around somebody who you're more comfortable with. You're going to let your hair down a little bit more. You're going to say some things that you probably wouldn't say in a certain setting. I feel like she was trying to be transparent as possible, but it's a certain level of respect she probably got for Lecrae and who he is to where she was trying to clean it up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think people
I remember when I first got saved, man, CDs, I'm telling my age a little bit. Man, I took all of my CDs instantly and pop.
I did the same thing.
Because it's that zeal. Like, when you first get saved, there's a zeal to kind of like live for Christ. Like, you want to do everything right. You want to stop the sin. You want to do so much at first. I think for me, what I'm looking for out of that clip is like a solution or something practical that people could go to say, okay, this is what looking to Christ looks like. This is what keeping your eyes on Christ looks like. Like he was saying, discipleship is so important, and we have to look in the text and say, okay, if God says that this is wrong, the way that I keep my eyes on him is by saying, okay, God, if you say that this is wrong, then change the desires of my heart to where now what I used to love, I hate. So I don't feel like we're overcomers in Christ. And so if we keep saying that this is what we are for years, then we have to check, are we really looking at Christ? And is the Christ that we're serving or we say that we love, are we looking at the right Jesus? Because there are things in my life where I know I'm like, I've been saved way too long to still be dealing with the same thing. I've been struggling way too long, and I'm like, okay, Lord, am I not trusting you with something? Am I lacking something? Am I lacking accountability? It's like, yes, God, meet me where I am, but also at the same time, rid me of the things and help me to see what I'm doing wrong and change my heart. Like, that's really where that discipleship comes in. Because if we don't know how to look at Jesus, then we stay stuck for 5 years and we say, just give me some time. Just give me this. Just give me that. And it's like, yes, there's all the grace in the world, but at the same time, like, people should be able to see the Jesus in you and say, hey, I saw that fall off of you. You didn't do, it doesn't take long for people to see that glow. I've seen people give their life to Jesus, and it's just, you see that there's something different about them. Even after 2, 3, 4 months, they're not perfect. I'm not perfect. But there's a zeal that changes you. You're no longer that person anymore. And so, I think I know where she is and I understand what she's saying, but I think we just need practical steps as it pertains to how to not love the things of the world anymore.
Yeah, I think another thing too is, and I just go back to discipleship. I think the thing about when we got to be careful when we just talk about we got to be careful when we talk about relationship, because I feel like sometimes now in the culture, relationship with God could be me isolated, and that's not what God wants.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So we got to figure that out. I saw I think Dr. Mason talk about this. We talking about pure religion. What's pure religion? The scripture talks about pure religion being like feeding the widows, being there for people, being the Acts church, and being like having pure religion more than what American religion is, because pure religion is discipleship. Pure religion is walking people through the process of sanctification. Pure religion is seeing your community and trying to be the answer for the ills of your community. That's pure religion. And I think every time I hear people say relationship with Christ, or I have a relationship with God, it feels very, it's just me and God. And it's like, that's an easy target for the enemy when you're isolated by yourself.
There's that sanctification moment where we all have to go under, and that requires time, one-on-one time with him.
Yeah.
But we also not supposed to neglect the fellowship, you know, and it's also a body. You got to keep in mind it's a body. Yeah. And body stays connected, so we have to stay connected. Yeah. But even Jesus, man, he went off and had his time.
And I'm not talking about like your one-on-one quiet time, you and God, and God speaking to you, and you going back and forth, you reading the word. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when I've heard people say, I'm in a relationship with God, I don't need the church. I'm in
like
a
the culture of just secluding yourself from others.
Yeah, on purpose. Not like God is like excluding you because he's trying to form your character. Not that. You yourself is like, I don't need the church. I can do this by myself. And that's a lie from the enemy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll say this. One of the things that really makes me fear when we have these conversations with people with bigger platforms is, are they being told the truth? I have a friend who will call me and say, hey, bro, I'm doing this. I had got this going on. Tell me the truth about what you think about it. And I give it to him straight, right? And it hurts. It hurts. It hurts me to tell him, and it hurts him to receive it. And we go back and forth with it. But at some point, you have to be willing to hear that and know that, okay, this is an area of correction for me. Like, I can't continue doing this. If I feel like a lot of these celebrities, if they were told the truth, they wouldn't say half the things they say. And I'm not talking about her, but I'm talking about, the stuff that Kanye went through, the stuff that we hear Cardi B talking about, stuff we hear Glorilla and Sexy Red talking. Like, it's a lot that you're hearing, but it's also men and women in their camp that keep them going in that direction.
Yeah, I think what we have to realize, and the point I think she's ultimately trying to make is right. There's things that I've done that are horrible. There's things that people on our team have done that are horrible. There's things that you have done that are horrible. Yeah. That is not the issue. There's no shame about what God brought you from. But when you agree to this thing, when you say, God, I surrender, what you're saying is make me into what you want to make me now, not eventually, like as soon as possible. You know what I mean? And there is a little bit of urgency I was missing from her voice was, if somebody is actively sinning, there may be some time it takes to get them to shed that and keep going. Yeah. But it should be an active pursuit. You don't just lay in it. You should be like, okay, I made a mistake today. Tomorrow I'm not gonna make that mistake.
It should grieve you. The intentions of the heart, like it should grieve you when you sin against God. If you really truly believe He delivered you from sin and death, nothing in you should want to remain in that. You should want to run toward Jesus with everything that you have.
Yeah.
So, like you
and
said,
it should not be okay.
It shouldn't be okay. Yeah. So I understand what she was saying. It's okay. It's okay. I'm glad she cleared it up at the end. But like you said, that clip right there, that could have just. Ooh.
But what you said about time is key. I had a friend who was wilding out in the clubs. I was 30. She was 28, and she was like, I got this. I got that. And I was like, you need to get this right away. And she was like, no, I got time. 10 days later, she died.
Wow.
Didn't have the time. See what I'm saying? So it's really important that you look at it like, okay, if I'm going to be serious, I got to get serious and know that I'm coming.
This day.
Yeah.
Fast.
Wow. All right. So this next topic is similar. Deion Sanders said something on what's the name of this podcast?
All the Smoke.
All the Smoke. All right.
Up in Smoke, I think.
All the smoke.
All the Smoke.
Oh.
That sounds right. So listen to what he says, especially
Up in
towards the
Smoke.
end. It's a similar topic.
Has Prime ever dealt with mental health?
Yeah. Yeah, shoot, I was on the side highway trying to kill myself, trying to off me. You darn right I did. I went to a phase that God was calling me collect. I ain't want to accept the charges because I knew it was going to cost me them draws. It was going to cost me and Delilah and Jezebel and Sue and Helen. And hey, man, I can do a lot of things, but I can't do this now, Lord. And I ain't want to be fake with it. I ain't want to be phony with it. So I was trying to clean up before I go to the Lord. You know, I was trying to put a new suit on. Then you go there for Easter. I was trying to get that stuff together, and I couldn't. And I was playing baseball at the time, man, and going through my first divorce. So now your kids are taken from you, and you know that's the only thing you feel like love you, cause ain't nothing else is real. The only thing that you feel like love you is that thing that came out your seed. So I'm like, dang, my kid's gone. I'm still here. And I think I was 3 for 4 that day, man. About 3 stolen bases. And double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And I was going down the highway, Cincinnati, and I was playing Kurt Franklin, Conqueror. Ironic. I'm about to off myself, and I'm playing Conqueror. What kind of Conqueror are you punk? You sitting up there looking in the rear view, looking in the side view, and you sitting up there trying to off yourself. And I ran my car up the highway, dog. And I got to the end, it was like, and I was still here. And I remember the police came down and they knocked on my window. They said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Somebody ran you off the road?" I said, "No." Because I wasn't a liar. I've never been a liar, and I told the truth. And my attorney at the time, Eugene Parker, who's passed now, he said, "Look, either I'm going to get you some help, or we're going to have to come step away from the game and get yourself together some type of way. Because this is real." And I said, "All right." And he introduced me to this gentleman named Pastor David Forbes from Columbus, Ohio. I was in Cincinnati, so I made the drive to him and he made the drive to me, and I start spiritual consultation.
What age were you at this point?
Shoot, 20 something, man. I think mid or late 20s. No, about late 20s, 28, 29, something like that. And I was going through it, dog. Going through it. And
But no one would have known. Not to
No.
cut you off because you
Nobody knew.
you a pro
We was
bowler on
hiding
the
it,
football
dog.
field and
We was
handling your
hiding,
business on the
but
baseball.
We him. Ain't nobody checking him because he him. He the life of the party. He the thing that keeps it going. He's him. He got it all together. And I'm sitting up here taking pills right in front of these guys, and they still don't see me. Because they saw Prime, man. They ain't see Deion crying out for help. They saw Prime. They saw that dude, man. And it was sad. But I remember the day I was on my knees, dog. Oh, Lord. Jesus, thank you, Lord. I was on my knees in that room in Cincinnati, Ohio. And it was real. It was like the wind came in. And papers was flying around the room, and the lights bright as like a 747 could have landed in there. And I remember saying, "Lord, if that's you, take me. Lord, take me, take me. Lord, take me, take me, take me. If that's you, take me, take me, take me." I was reciting it like that. And that's when I gave my life to the Lord. And I thought everything was going to be all right. And I didn't know that I would be judged by the people that I thought would protect me.
They was.
I thought that was my safe haven, that I'm going to get saved now, so y'all got my back. But I'm looking at y'all, and y'all saying he ain't saved, he ain't this, he ain't that. So no, what you really saying, if you had all the things that I have, that you can do this, instead of giving me direction and protection and putting your arms around me, man. And that broke me, dog, like that. Because I went for comfort, and you gave me pain.
So you see what I'm saying? Towards the end, it's a similar topic of you have these celebrities or, popular people come into the church and they're feeling judged and it's pushing them away, adding to their pain. What do you think about what Deion said?
I don't know, man. I think not even just in the celebrity world. I think, unfortunately, if I'm honest, you hear more stories like that than you hear stories of people saying, I was loved and embraced by the church when I came. I was the victim of that. When I started hanging around, shout out my dude, Young Noah. His homeboy, they were like, man, why you hanging with him, man? He bad news. This. I'm like, dang, I thought they were church. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They came back and apologized years later. You know what I'm saying? But you see more often than not, people feeling judged. They feeling ostracized. People looking at them sideways. Like, I think about the scripture in James where he said, don't show no partiality. Like, I've seen situations where somebody who may have been homeless or somebody comes into the church and look at them sideways. Somebody who we know evidently is in the streets or doing certain things, they come to the service. And one dude told him, I was at the church, he said, you got to make a choice. You're going to be in the streets or you're going to be in the church. And we see this dude, he put a suit on and everything because that's what he think he had to do to go to church. He's storming out the door. Me and my homeboy catch him like, what's up, what's going on? He like, man, these folks jumped on me, said, if I'm going to come to church, man, I got to get right now. I said, bro, take the suit off because, exactly. I said, bro, take the suit off because it's obvious that ain't, you know what I'm saying? That ain't it. The suit too big, you know what I'm saying? Like, to take that off. And we gonna go back in the church with you. We gonna go in there together and go to the service. And we talked to him, talking to the pastor after that. And the young man went up there and gave his life to the Lord. Yeah. But the initial presentation, when he went in, they were like, if you gonna come in here, you better get out in the streets. He like, dang, I just came in here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, this ain't what I expected. Yeah. So I think it's something to be said about the way we approach people. Like,
yeah, this is good. M. Ball said, I mean, it happened to Paul too. I guess this is something new Christians have always dealt with. So if you remember Paul, when he first got converted, remember he used to kill Christians. So they were like, I don't know about this one. Yeah. He might be, trying to.
And he want him to come up
trying
in
to
there.
infiltrate. You know what I mean? So how do you deal with that? Because we just talked about it with B. Simone, where I think the Christians' reaction when they see somebody of importance, I guess, like importance in the culture. They convert to Christianity, but they're still saying things that are like, that ain't right. Your feeling is, oh no, this could be a wolf. So how do you balance that caution feeling you get as a Christian with, no, I need to embrace this person and love them because they're trying? How do you do that?
I think a lot of people's reputation come before them, though. You know what I'm saying? When you come to somebody's church, if from the street boys, from the dope boys to the, to a celebrity, somebody known in the community or somebody known worldwide or somebody just known in general, your reputation comes. So it's like you do have those people that are very judgmental. You got to be suit and tie. You got to do this. You got to do all that.
I knew it.
But then you also have people that are saying they're Christians, and if they're wilding out and they're saying they're Christians, it's just a dichotomy where the church is very cautious. And you said it earlier, or you said it a couple shows ago, Kanye really kind of messed it up for a lot of celebrities going forward, because it's like, because now it's like you giving people the side eye because you don't know if this person is really coming to you, because especially if you give them your resources. If you saying, hey bro, here's my stage, I want you to share your story to the world, blah blah blah. And I'm not saying that won't happen to people because of life or whatever, but I just think sometimes as the church, we do give people platforms very quickly and stuff of that nature. But then at the same time, it's just, for some people, like you said, going back to Paul was known for killing Christians, killing people, doing all that stuff. And when he got saved, people were giving the side eye like, yo, is this legit? Is this? So if a dope boy in the neighborhood, if we doing outreach and he coming up to us like, yo, y'all got to leave in 5 minutes. Man. And we like,
I was going to say real quick, man, when you a fisher of men, like, you think about how they fish back then, they threw a net in the water.
Yeah.
You think only fish came in there all the time? Like, you might get a boot, you might get an eel, you might.
Facts.
Ain't no telling. People in church, we got to be mature enough to know we going out here fishing. You're not going to always pull out that perfect catch.
No, I'm not saying that. Yeah. I'm saying I think sometimes people's representation, they're scared, and that's us as the church to break the fear off of us, to have like, God, okay, we trust you with this person coming to our church. We trust you, but we know, you know what I'm saying, you ain't dumb. You gonna still have discernment. You know how, if you doing outreach in a community and somebody telling you, hey man, y'all this need to be wrapped up in 2 hours, and he come to your church and you like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of like
when I see people come at me or come at other people with that, y'all know that old type personality. Yeah. That exposes people who judge, is really exposing something within them.
Yeah, that's right.
I really feel that way. I feel that people that don't really allow love, if they're not filled with the Spirit and filled with God's love, which is supposed to cover, which is supposed to really help people through what they're going through.
Yeah.
That is really exposing something in them. It's like me knowing, like, I know what that looks like. Yeah, I know what you're doing. You know, you doing. You know what I mean? It's kind of really exposing something within them. You can tell when you are approached by someone that knows, that say, hey, we all sin and come short, right? And they have grace because they've been extended grace, and they can walk with you as opposed to somebody that's pointing at you.
That's true.
And so I think what Christians do, we do more pointing and instead of covering. And you have to, if you have the spirit of discernment, you can really discern where that's coming from. Yeah. And it's easy with platforms. And I think it's a lot of people that want to be famous and want to be on platforms. They'll turn them a comment and try to turn it into a whole ministry and create them a platform or podcast off of them being, what you call those, internet thugs. Yeah. And so I think we have to be careful. Everybody's not really walking in the true spirit of Christ. And you can judge that tree by the fruit, by the way they talk and how they're approaching. And so.
Yeah.
So something to say?
Yep. I think you can love and accept somebody into the body of Christ without giving them a platform so soon. I think with celebrities, when they do come to Christ or they do profess Christ, the first thing is for them to like go to a mega church, a mega pastor, share their testimonies. And I don't think that that's a bad thing, but I think also we have to be wise in kind of like how we do things, because then they become this face of like, for a minute, I think they were trying to paint Kanye West as like the picture for like Christian hip hop or like gospel hip hop when he came out with Jesus is King. And I'm like, we've been doing this. You know what I mean? Like we don't really get that type of treatment like that, but like we've been doing this. And then something like what happened to Kanye West kind of falls through and it seems like it's a sham. I think if we really want people to know and love Christ, then we really have to disciple them. Like, give them a minute to be able to process what just happened in their life instead of just first thing is like, oh, we got to send this to the masses, because this really is a spiritual battle. And if you're not on top of the spiritual thing, then that thing, what could be a real seed that was planted in their life, could be attacked, and it could just make the church look bad. It's like, no, that probably was a real transformation in somebody's life, but because nobody really took the time to disciple that person and put them in front of cameras, the enemy saw the potential of that and it was attacked.
Well, that's my question. Was the Kanye thing a sham or was it a failure of the church?
I think the discipleship part it was a twofold situation. Kanye, honestly, in my personal opinion, and from people we know, have said that you can't tell him no. Like, he is like, hey, can I do this? You say no. Hey, can I do this? You say no. Hey, can I do this? Yeah, okay, we going. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can't tell you no, that discipleship is going to be hard for you if I can't tell you no.
Yeah.
Just being real. And I think like she just said, like, I think it was a real authentic place he was at. I mean, because you kind of seen it on the show with him in the Kardashian show when he was telling her, like, hey, you dressing a little, I mean, I know how I got you, but at the same time, can you kind of tone it down? Like, he was saying stuff like that. And I think it was real, but I think for them, to me personally, I think a celebrity, if you get saved, I would get discipleship. And we keep saying that for a reason.
Man, you know,
I have to.
But you know good and well, the church see a celebrity, the first thing they gonna do.
Oh, they gonna ride.
They gonna put them on stage.
No.
Yeah.
If I'm a celebrity and I'm watching this, going forward, I would be like, hey, I don't know much about Christ. I want to get to know him. What can I serve? Can somebody walk me through this?
Yeah. See, that's the problem,
Because
though.
to me, I don't want to be out front and I don't know nothing, or out front, or I'm just learning this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the problem, though. Why should he have to tell the church that?
Yeah.
The church should already know. This
Have
dude
the wisdom.
Yeah, he should already know this is an immature believer. Just because he got a platform don't mean we need to give him a stage. Because just because he's famous doesn't mean he's spiritually mature. The gifting doesn't mean maturity.
A lot of times we see it. Like, a lot of times the church can look from abroad and see it, but it takes someone, like you said, like making that phone call to say, hey, brother, you know what I mean? It takes somebody listening to, because I'm pretty sure with all these celebrities, somebody, the spirit is moving in somebody to give them a call and allow that word and give them that truth that you were talking about, that cuts through bone and marrow.
Yeah.
And like really hit them with it. I love how Reese grabbed Gabbana, John, and he was on the show last time. And he was talking about he had to go back and apologize to Vicky, and this is real stuff. It's from the stuff she got online, and was like, man, y'all praising him, and he's like this, and he's really, and he went, and he just, man, I love how he handled it. He said, man, I was broken, and I needed that. I was broken, and it helped heal her. But he was being discipled. Uncle Reese, shout out to Uncle Reese, shout out to Dunk. Those guys took the necessary steps to call him and say brother and bring him in. And so shows like this where people can see this, it'll allow people to be bold enough to make that call and say, hey brother, you need some help.
You know what the problem is? The problem is a lot of times when celebrities come to Christ, the people who they gravitate to or gravitate around them are people we don't trust. So Christians see it and they're like, why are you talking to him? He don't say nothing godly. You know what I mean? So I think that's the issue is celebrities go to celebrity pastors, and a lot of celebrity pastors we don't think are legit.
Yeah.
So what do you do in that?
Well, I think because they're popular, you ain't gonna go to somebody you don't really know, or you go to somebody or somebody they probably in their local community, and the pastor probably know who they are, and they don't know who the pastor is, and the pastor may be like, my gym about to get fixed.
Man, they gonna go to Carl Lentz.
It's because they can relate. It's probably like the relatability of being known.
You known, I'm known.
You love Christ, I love Christ. We both out here, man. I see you walk through. People talk about you, dog you out, man. Help me, bro. And so they're just seen, but still, I believe that there are people behind the scenes that can get close enough to these people, man, to where they can really walk with them.
Well, thank God Deion seems like he's made it through that time, because this was years ago that he's talking about, and he's still bold for God. And, you may look at him and say, oh, well, he ain't doing this right and this right, but he's clearly serious about
that brother
God.
got a ministry for men, because every time Colorado plays, he has a bunch of celebrity black men on the sideline with them boys, like, and he behind them. So I'm saying, like, once his coaching career is pretty much over and God is like, okay, I want you to go in this direction, he got a serious ministry for, like, especially urban black men. Like, he really do. I can see that all around.
So there's a young lady named Stephanie Ike Okafor that was on the Breakfast Club talking about the meaning of dreams. And it was interesting. I was watching, and I was like, this is the first interview I saw them do where the person didn't they didn't seem impressed by them. You know how like people are like, Christians go on there and it's like, it's the awe of, I'm a rapper and this is a big moment for me. But it felt like she didn't hold any punches with them. But I also was a little curious about some of the things she said. I want to know what you guys think.
Like the conversation with you about dreams in the book feels like how people go and get like, can you read my palm? And but I know it's different. And growing up in a church, my grandma, she don't play that. Like, we're not allowed to do that type of stuff. But then pastors will prophesy to you. Why can we do one thing but not the other?
That's a great question. So when you look at the spiritual realm, just like in life, right? There's good, there's evil. The spiritual realm, there's good, there's evil. So, when you are doing things and evil is really just a counterfeit of that good. When you go to someone reading your palms, a tarot card reader, a psychic, the source is demonic. Now, I grew up in Nigeria, and we've seen it all. I've seen it even from even some family members, right, who are not on the other side. But the source of that is very demonic, and the goal. So, for example, someone goes to a psychic. The psychic can tell you everything about your life that has been is known. What your grandmother wore when she got married, it's a known information in the spiritual realm. So, yes, God can reveal that to someone, but the enemy can also reveal that to someone as well. The enemy can tell someone where you live, your address, how many kids you have, what you were doing yesterday, because it's past information, it's past knowledge, it's known. Now, when you don't know, that's why the Bible even says you shall know them by their fruits, not by what they tell you, not by the fact that they have knowledge about you, because many people can have knowledge about you, but the source of it can either be demonic or it can be God.
Right.
But the motive is where it changes. So when you're receiving a message that's coming from God, the motive is for your growth. right? Jesus would say that I have come to give you life and life more abundantly. But then when it comes to Satan, he has come to steal, kill, and destroy. So the psychic comes, someone goes to a psychic. The psychic tells them what their grandfather wore when they died. They start crying. Now they're open. They're like, oh my gosh, how did you know? And the psychic just keeps going, buys their trust. And the motive is to curse you. It may not happen that day, but it happens over time. Then from there, the psychic would say, oh, you're going to have 3 marriages. But what did they just do? They cursed your first marriage. So they just spoke to you that you'll get married the first time, but it's not going to work out. You'll get married the second time, it's not going to work out. And then you're going to get married the third time. So and you're in agreement with it, you're eating it up. So you literally opened yourself up for them to curse you. So they want to get you in. And then, but the spirit behind it, Satan can only take you where he's going. He cannot give you anything else. So he can tell you all these nice things you want to hear, but after they buy your trust, then they start telling you things that now you're scared. You're like, oh my gosh. You're like, no, but X, Y, and Z. But what they're doing, the motive of that is to get you off track.
Yeah.
It's so that you don't know where you're not walking in the path that God has for you.
I thought that section of the interview was really good where she answered Lauren's question, I think, very well. Like, why is it okay for, people to talk about spiritual things and talk about prophecies in church, but it's not okay here? I think there's a lot of confusion about that. Yeah. And I thought her answer was good. What did you think? And I don't know how much of this y'all saw. What did you think about her appearance on The Breakfast Club?
I wanted to say something. So first of all, what struck me, what made me think was like Moses. When Moses put up on Pharaoh with the staff, and he turned that junk to a snake, and then Pharaoh turned it to a snake. He put up on Pharaoh in the lake, turned the lake to blood. Pharaoh had the people turn the lake to blood. So just because like God can do something, the devil might not do it as good as God, but the devil can fool you, bro. So you got to turn up that discernment.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Man, it's interesting when they have those kind of conversations because those are conversations for, more mature believers. So when you hear people who are not of the faith having those conversations, I wonder how that shapes their mind about the culture, right? About what's going on. Because what she talks about can be misconstrued in several different ways. But I think she's right about, the counterfeits. We all know there are counterfeits out there, that the enemy can, hear what you're saying to God and send a counterfeit. And so, yeah, I think that's partly what she was getting at, is that the counterfeits, they can make it appear that, all the things that you're thinking you're hearing from God are not necessarily from God, but from a different place. It's very dangerous.
So what do y'all think about dreams in general? Because this was just a small portion of it. Her thing was she like, the reason I think Lauren asked that question because what she does seem so much like a medium, right? Yeah. Like she'll say, this is what God told me about you, Charlamagne. This is what God told me about you, Envy. And it feels like a palm reading, right? So what do you think about prophecy through dreams and interpreting dreams? We know that that's real from the Bible, but what do you, I'll just tell you my reaction. Most of the people I know that delve into prophecy and these kind of things were fake. So I'm always on guard, when somebody, so when I'm listening to her, I'm like, she seems, real, she seems authentic. So I'm not used to seeing somebody that feels authentic talk about interpreting dreams and giving people prophecies and things like that. What do you think about this?
I believe in the gifts. So for me that was nothing. I think to me is if I seen her and she's reading off somebody's credit card information, then that's when I'm like, no, because to me I'm like, then you're in it for the money. You're not in it to help people. Like when you read biblical scripture and biblical word of knowledge, it was never to get a profit from the prophet was supposed to get a profit. You know what I'm saying? It was always for a warning. It was always God giving you correction. It was never about, finances. It's never about, making you feel good. Honestly, it's always about like getting you corrected, and so God can use you for His glory. You know what I mean? So when I heard her, even when she said to like envy, like that was real. Like me and Maya talk about that all the time. Like envy feel like anytime somebody come up there from the church or a Christian background,
He's very skeptical.
Yeah, he's very skeptical. And what she said to him was real. Like, and I was like, wow. I don't know if the Lord was like really, or she watched it or whatever. But I think the thing to me is I'm more skeptical when you start asking people for money using the gifts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm standing up, I got to give a prophecy. I'm saying, yo, playing, bro. You know, God got something for you, but it's gonna cost you. You know what I
That's
mean?
not His will.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Versus if I come to him and like, bro, listen, if you go down that street that you thinking about going today, and like you know about that,
Right.
I don't know, but I come to you and say that, and like, bro, don't go down that street. That young lady is gonna crush you, and you could be like, you know what, Jeremiah? I don't know how you know that,
Right.
but okay, you know what I'm saying? And that's two different things for me, and that's what I'm saying.
I feel the same way about prophecy, the same way you're saying, as well as dreams. Like when you look in Scripture, when God gave Peter that dream about the basically about eating the unclean things or whatnot or whatever, He used that dream as a form of correction. Like, don't call anything that God has made unclean. And of course, we know that was going on in Minister to the Gentiles. Same thing. I don't really ever see God in Scripture give people profitable dreams or like something lucrative for you or anything like that nature. It's always like, hey, I need y'all to get right or you doomed. You know what I'm saying? Or I need you to follow this instruction. You may not want to do it, but I need you to trust me. It's always something to take you outside your comfort zone or challenge you to move Godward. So I'm not really with all the spooky stuff. I think too, it's spiritual realm is real, but I mean some of the stuff they go overboard with, and I think we got to be careful too because I personally believe that Jesus defeated the enemy. He don't really have any power besides for what we may yield, or we're not focused, we're driven away by our own lust, things of that nature. And I think some of these people sometimes, in my opinion, give the enemy too much power. Now the Bible does say he's a worthy adversary, meaning you can't just be out here just, you know what I'm saying, like acting like he don't exist. But at the same time, he's already been defeated. So I think when you start hearing this kind of stuff and they make it seem like he had this power, this authority to do these certain things or whatever, remember, he can only do what the Lord allows him to do. You know what I'm saying? Like in the story of Job, he can only do what he's allowed to do. He can suggest, he can say certain things or plant certain seeds here and there, but ultimately it's up to the believer to decide whether or not you're going to yield to the flesh or yield to the works of the spirit. So the devil's not sitting around like calling shots. You know what I'm saying? Like he's submitted upon the God.
Yeah, I'm honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a blind spot for me. I, in general, am very skeptical about people like this.
It's understandable.
I've just seen too many people take advantage of people's desire to hear from God and just give them something. You know what I mean? And I would love to have her here and just kind of like investigate it because not that I don't trust her, it's because she came off credible to me. So I'm like, well, that's fascinating. I want to actually know more about you because, man, growing up, that was always a red flag when somebody talked too much about this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, man, you so many people take advantage. You're relying on the fact that people want to know what God is saying. They feel like God's not talking to them. And so many people I've seen throughout my life take advantage of that. I'm like, man. So it makes me feel like
even with dreams, like you think about Joseph, like he said, the dream told him your brothers are going to kneel before you, right?
Yeah.
So that seemed like it was profitable, but he didn't know he had to get sold into slavery for that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's still always something that's gonna take you out of your comfort zone. Like it's never just gonna be a breezy path. You know what I'm saying? When God give you a prophecy, if He give you a dream, if He speak a word, like some kind of sacrifice. We following Christ.
Yeah.
So whatever you're doing to follow Christ, some kind of sacrifice is gonna have to be made on some type of level.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. But I also think. My bad. I also think that her background is probably why she so feel confident. When you feel confident, because coming from Africa, you see all types of stuff and witchcraft and all types of stuff. So she's like, I know this stuff for real. Like that's why she broke that down so clearly.
Her family was on that.
Yeah, like she like I know what this is, and I'm sure them comments in that whole video was probably mad at her because people in the comments like, well, that's the same as prophecy. Because even when they posted the video of her giving them, they said spiritual readings, and I was like, she giving word of knowledge when she gave word of knowledge to each of them.
Yeah.
So
I'll say that it's not that I've never seen it,
Yeah.
You know, somebody who I've seen it from is our guy Kors.
Yeah.
Kors has some sort of gift because I've seen him. No, I'm serious. I've had conversation with Kors that he has spiritual encounters, like serious ones.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. Like, we were in New York. I don't know if you were with us, but we were in New York. There was a situation that happened with him. I've seen stuff in my own life, but I'm just like, most of the time, somebody who is professionally doing it, I'm like, that just feels strange to me.
I told you guys about what happened when I was at the Stellar Awards, and Prophetess, prophesied to me. There was two things that I did. First of all, I prayed. I asked God to open up my mind, open up my ears and my heart to this, if this was supposed to be what me and my wife needed to hear at the moment. And the other thing was, she didn't do it for manipulation or gain. There was nothing for her to get out of it, for her telling me exactly what she saw, right? Like, and it all came to true. It all came to pass, and it was all spiritual. It was all about, what God was doing in my life, the direction that he was taking me in. And it was all, confirmed.
I don't know if I ever told you this. Did you tell me the name of your son before you guys announced it?
No.
Because the night before, I remember you telling me I had a dream about your son, and I heard his name.
Wow.
So when you told me his name, I was like, "The heck."
Yeah, no, I don't think I told you.
So I'm not saying none of this is possible. I'm just saying, just for people who I know, there's a lot of charismatic people who watch our show.
Yeah.
But I believe it's possible. I've seen so much that just seems fake to me. So
a lot of it is, bro. And one thing that I feel like a big problem is that we always want to hear what we want to hear. Because if you go back to the Bible, I don't know if it was Joseph, but when they was in jail, when they was locked up with I think it was the butler and the baker.
Yeah, the chief baker.
Didn't he have a dream that they was gonna die?
The chief baker.
Yeah. So we expect,
you about to
you
get a
gonna get
Lambo.
$1 million tomorrow. Like, that's not always, you know what I'm saying? So that might be another problem, is we always want to hear something that's good.
And here's the thing: the next week, Lauren LaRosa was talking about, I check horoscopes when I date people. It's like, did you not? You're not listening? Because she just told you there's demonic things. I don't know if anybody understands. Like, that stuff all belongs to the same world. It's all pagan witchcraft.
So what I'll say, because I agree with really everything y'all have said, a lot of it is based on location. So I think what we have in the Western world is the prophecy that's been like commercialized. But when you talk about someone who is coming from Africa, my folks is from Sierra Leone, right, West Africa. I don't know too much about it, so I don't speak on it myself, but my father grew up telling me that I lost my granddaddy to voodoo, right? He had dreams, and he had a notebook where he would write down things that was going to happen to him before it did, and eventually he wrote down that he was going to die a certain way, and that's how he passed, right? Right? So the one thing I will say, just to go back to the point, is with the prophets that you look at in the Bible, when they were sent to kings, you would notice they would always ask them, do you come in peace, right? Because they understood the assignment of the prophet was to bring correction, right? Or was to bring a word of truth. And so when you look at a lot of the things that you see in like Instagram or TikTok with prophets that are doing these, you're going to be blessed for X, Y, and Z, and this, that, and the third. You know, you hear about folks that'll say you got to pay for prayer and all that weird stuff, you know. That's where I think a lot of the skepticism comes in, and that's justified, you know, like, you got to be wise as serpents, but innocent or harmless as doves. Like, we not supposed to walk into a blind. Right. But I think there is some value to it. It's just kind of rare to find. At least it seems like in America, like it's not too many that's really tapped in on
bro.
You know.
In addition to that, I don't know, did God ever give a financial prophecy?
Well, okay, so we were talking about him earlier. There was 2 halves to the prophecy for the king, right? 7 years of prosperity, then 7 years of famine. First half could be considered prosperity. Like it's financial, you know. They sell the wheat. So essentially that could be, if he stopped listening halfway, like, yo, I'm about to
say, but when you follow with famine, that cancel that out.
Exactly. But the ultimate goal of the prophecy was to warn you, don't eat up all the blessing. The blessing is not extra, it's for a time when you won't have. So that's the purpose of it. So I do think it's most of the time you heard things that were literally just warnings, like something's not right, get right, fix this, watch out for this.
The ratio not the same today though, man.
No, it's not.
Somebody said in the comments that about the dream with Joseph, they were like, it was a dream that was beneficial for Joe. He just wasn't supposed to tell his brothers. I'm gonna say that you don't think God knew he was gonna tell his brother before he told him?
That boy know everything.
He's an all-knowing God. He already know. Hey man, God told me, bro. Hey, he already knew he was gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
I would say this real quick.
It was ordained for him to go into slavery.
I do think it's for the people that y'all talk about online or television stuff. I do think some of these people who are claiming to be Christians, claiming to be pastors and prophetess are people who study Kundalini, which is the false Holy Spirit, and they use that to get your information. It's still demonic, but they still using that type of force to get your information, get your number, get your credit card number, get all that other stuff. And I think that's the problem, because once you master the gift, because you could have a word of knowledge gift, but if the Holy Spirit is not flowing in it, and you like, man, people know me for this, I gotta do something, and then somebody tell you about a new age method that you can go do to get that, you can go pervert it. So when you see people asking for those type of stuff, just know there's a counterfeit that certain people in the church world go to in new age to come back to, so people think it's the Holy
Somebody
Spirit.
go reach out to her and tell her to come on the show. I love to.
That's real, man. I got a coworker, bro. She
Yeah.
got hit with that. She thought she had a whole boyfriend in Nigeria. Talking about some, he was in the military over there. He was hitting every time she got paid, boy. She was sending money over there, bro. She thought she had a whole boyfriend. He guides me spiritually. He helps me. I'm like, how you doing that? It was a text message.
All right, so if you're watching right now, we got a lot of people watching live. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Please subscribe right now. Like the video. People want to know who you guys are, real quick.
I'll let my boy.
All right.
He was about to say something.
You can do it in a second, but they've been asking for a while.
My name's Zilla. We both on Gas. That's God in the Streets. But you can follow me on social media at GS Zilla. That's our meeting platform.
Yeah, man. What camera I'm on?
Don't matter.
What's up? I'm KJ Kemp, man. I'm on Gas too, man. My Instagram is kj.kemp, kj.kemp. Go ahead, follow me. Show some love, man.
Yeah, man. So what were you saying?
But I was just gonna say, because he made another great point. I won't say the person's name specifically, but I know somebody with a testimony where they came from divination, so they were doing tarot cards and palm readings, but it's because they had a gift that they were using the wrong way, and now they're saved. They work in the ministry, and understanding what comes with the past they had, they're actually more hesitant now to tap into the gift they have.
Wow.
But when they do, it hit every time. You know what I mean? So you would be surprised how many folks you have that's using that gift improperly, you know. But that's how it goes for any gift. You know what I mean? There are folks that we know in the secular that clearly have a gift, you know what I mean, but they just misusing it.
All right, so I want you guys to watch this clip and let me know what you think. We have a shockingly low number of women, but let's find out how.
Okay. I think that sometimes some of y'all women really don't understand how territorial men are. That's biologically how they are. It's different if you were covered up, but baby, you got titty tape on. So yes, of course, a man who knows how men are going to look at you, knowing that there's going to be men who are going to be predators or going to pursue you, he's right for saying that. That's not meaning that he's insecure, he's territorial. That's a man's nature, that's absolutely okay. It's your responsibility as his woman to understand his nature and to also have boundaries with yourself, knowing what you are exposing yourself to. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be quick. I'm so glad I can have conversations with my husband, because I asked him, we had a deep conversation. I said, what is it about women that will make you not wife her? And the first thing he said, the way she presents herself. That's coming from a man. Men will tell you that if you dress provocative, they're going to see you as an object. If you dress sexual, they're going to see you as an object. Stop calling men insecure. That is their God-given right to say, I don't want my woman to present herself out here, because not only is she a representation of me, she's a representation of herself. I need to see how you see yourself. I know we always talk about women's empowerment. Dressing like that is not women's empowerment, baby. You can try it all day long. There's nothing empowering.
Dang,
All right. What do you think about that? So we got young men in the building. Do you agree with, I guess, her husband?
Completely threat.
Yeah, bro. I'm young. I'm 28. I've been married 6 years though, and I say 100%. You know, especially when she says a man looks at, even if they're not married yet, if you as a man are considering dating and you understand that you're dating to eventually marry and that's what you're looking for, you understand that the woman that you with is a reflection of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I'll be honest, anyone that I've seen who's been with someone who dresses, let's say, promiscuous, it's because how can I put this?
That's what they own.
That's what they own, bro. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if she move like that, that's okay, because I might not mind if she do something with somebody else, because I might benefit from that in a way. You know? And nowadays, they ain't pimping. It might be macking, whatever you want to call it, but that's how they move. You know, I'm okay with that. It ain't that serious. You know, and they might marry too and still move like that. You know, because nowadays you got poly and all this other, okay, that's fine. But when you look at, I guess what you would call a traditional marriage, right? A biblical marriage. Yeah, why is it that Jesus says he's coming back for a spotless bride?
No cap.
That's not for no accident. Yeah, and if we understand that we are a reflection of him as his children, then yeah, she says something when she says it's in the nature of man to want a woman that carries herself a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro, you reap what you sow, dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you reap what you sow. You're gonna get what you're looking for at the end of the day. So if you want a man of God gonna know, I don't want my woman going out like that.
Exactly.
But if you want a player gonna know, I want my woman going around looking like that. You're gonna reap what you sow at the end of the day.
Yeah. Women are very intelligent. So if you know half the time a dude gonna look at you like you for the streets when you wear a certain kind of outfit, now you gotta defend yourself. I'm not like that. I just like to look good. Like, why put yourself through that? You gotta defend yourself everywhere you go. Men not taking you serious. They trying you like a thought. Like, why don't you just say, you know what? Let me just wear something modest. Now, I know some women have certain features to where no matter what they wear, it's gonna accentuate their features. But it's one thing between being naturally just boom, and then I'm just gonna make sure I got it for sale or I got it for show. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I gotta look. Like, that's not somebody you want to say, oh man, I'm gonna take them home to meet my mama. You know what I'm saying? And you might be you could on the inside be a great chick. You might be wholesome as a mug, but on the outside looking in, judging the tree by its fruit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You look like a thought. So we not gonna Jesus. I'm just being honest. It's just like if a dude come out here and he dressing all, you know, so he got the tight muscle shirts on trying to do the most. They're like, oh man, he doing too much. It's the same way the other way around. So like you want to be taken seriously. Your appearance, how you carry yourself, it matters.
I think I'm gonna say this. I think the reason why, if any woman is watching this, the reason why what she said was so on point is because you end up putting that man in harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm saying that,
that's underrated.
I'm saying that is because when y'all out and he's walking with you and dudes are just saying random stuff to her, and you look at him like, what you gonna do about that?
Like, we there to protect.
You want to protect your woman.
Come on,
but
man.
The question is, do you love him enough to be like, I don't want to put that pressure on him? Now, I'm not saying men aren't men and men don't do foolish stuff, because men are just we do dumb stuff. But at the same time, limit the dumbness. I would say limit the dumbness from a guy to approach y'all while y'all out, because if y'all out and you basically got see-through stuff on,
you got me in the blender.
You got that dude gonna say something to you, and I'm gonna have to fight that dude. I'm gonna have to get that dude, or I don't know if he pulls something out, it may be a wrap. But I think at the same time, it's like if I love you enough to be like, yo, I love him enough to be like, you know what? I'd rather dress modest and keep him out of harm's way than always trying to do something foolish.
It shouldn't have nothing to do with the guy you with.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be dressing like that ever in your life. This should be a relationship with you and God, and you should know what the Bible says about how you dress. It's for guys too. And that should be your only standard. It doesn't matter if you're dating or not dating, married or not married, look good, don't look good. Like, you're not supposed to do that.
Sometimes, though, from what I hear from women, they say about other women, I don't know, I'm not a woman, you know what I'm saying? But what they say is sometimes if a woman gets desperate enough, she'll start doing what she lonely, she desperate.
Attract.
She trying to, so she'll throw the bait out there with the outfit and stuff, but you got to understand, you know what I'm saying? If I'm fishing for bass, I know what I'm gonna use. You know, so if I'm fishing for whatever,
Exactly.
so if you throwing that kind of bait out there, the kind of men you're going to get, I doubt that's the man.
But what are you desperate for? Your desperation should be for your life to reflect God's character. And if you feel you're getting desperate, that you can't go reaching a bag of things that God said not to do to get the blessing that you're looking for. It's never gonna happen. You're never gonna get it.
For people in the comments saying what are women at in a perspective, I think for the ladies, you should hear this from men, godly men that are telling you this is something. Majority of us is married. That Jerry, wow. I think you should get the wisdom from a man to say, hey, these are the precautions of dressing any way you want to dress. These are some of the precautions that you'll put a man in danger. You'll get that attention that you shouldn't want to get.
Yeah,
bro, and it be counterproductive, bro.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like half the time they don't understand that a man or guy will see that and run from you.
Anybody gonna take you serious, man?
Like we don't even want.
And you want the opinions of other women, not to disrespect what you're saying, but you want the opinion of other women. You ain't dating women, you know. So I hope not. You know what I'm saying? Like you dating men. So we tell you what we see. Yeah. And I think that's a larger issue. Like we tell y'all what we see. We're not trying to tell y'all now. We're not trying to say, hey, you're less than or anything. If you want to know why you ain't got no man or your man looking at you a certain kind of way, who the best person to ask? A man.
Let me ask y'all something though. Why do y'all think in 2024 this is such an issue? And the reason I say that is when you go back to like, I don't know, the 60s or something, right? The average woman understood that. Meaning they knew a woman would tell you, the old mama, oh no, she a hussy. Or something like that. Right. You understand? But now in 2024, it's like you have the women who are dressed this way, but then you check a bio and it says she got some scripture in there. She's a woman of God. Whatever the case is. So it seems like the line has been blurred. What do you think caused that confusion?
It's making them money. It's making them money too. You know, like with Glorilla. Glorilla said this a couple of weeks ago that every man cheats, right? She was like, I know the guy that I'm looking for is a cheater, you know. And it's like, well, if you're putting yourself out there, any dude watching your video and enjoying that is you're gonna attract that type of person that you're gonna get. He's gonna be a cheater. He's gonna be a dog. He's gonna be somebody that is looking for the wrong thing.
Well, I think that's what I was gonna say. There's a problem here. There's a misunderstanding. I think a lot of women hear this and they think, oh, these Christian guys that I want, they still want that. They still want to see women dress like that. They just don't want their wife to dress like that.
No,
that is not true. If somebody is really serious, you don't want to see nobody look like that. Right. If that comes across me, I'm like, what? What is going on here?
Yeah.
If you're trained to protect your eyes and to make sure you're not lusting after women, these are God's daughters. I'm not looking at anybody like that, hopefully, right? So I think there's this idea that, they want me to be covered up, but they want her to be uncovered. No, I do not. I don't want anybody to be uncovered. No, literally nobody.
You saw Angel Reese, she came out recently. She said she don't want to be over-sexualized. And immediately after she made that statement, every time you see her, she got less clothes on.
It's because there's this idea, and I remember when we were at Radio 1, there was a young man, I won't say who he is, but he just did not believe it was possible for men to be faithful. He didn't believe it was even possible. He thought that we were lying when we said that we were saving ourselves from marriage. He thought we were lying. He thought it was impossible. And I think a lot of women believe it is literally impossible to find a man who thinks this way. They think we're lying right now.
Yeah.
They think that we're just saying this for show. We literally do not want you to dress like that, young lady. There are people who are looking for godliness. If that's what you want out of a man, You have to display it because we will look past you.
I'm gonna say
it's
this
just
too.
that's it.
And to be totally real, most dudes, so you on Instagram, you scrolling through your timeline or something like that, you see some stuff like that. Sometimes you're gonna look at it, you know what I'm saying? Just be 100. You're gonna look at it, but you're gonna keep on scrolling. That ain't what you want though. That's what I want you to say. Cause women to say, nah, most men these days, they know that's what they want. They just lying, they just front. You gonna look at it because you're a man, you a straight man, you see a certain, you know what I'm saying? You see certain things, you gonna, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Then you on your explore page or whatever, you gotta clean that out. But if you on your explore page,
Tell the truth.
you know what I'm saying? You gonna scroll past it. You be like, man, you might, then you gonna keep on scrolling. So really it's a stumbling block for a man who trying to walk for God for real.
Well,
And I ain't gonna say it's all your fault. Like the man needs to get that right within himself.
They're
That's
trying
not
to
your
impress
fault.
y'all.
Yeah.
So they believe it because so many of y'all.
So
it's
many
true.
men are liking it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So-
I want to correct one thing that I do. There's one young lady I do want to see that way. This is my wife. Just one young lady. That's it.
Crazy.
Behind closed
So that
doors.
is it.
So look,
that's what that is.
The
for.
last thing I'm gonna ask y'all, right, is what do you say to the feminist who says that's me owning my body. I'm proud of my body. What do you say to that woman who
It's not yours.
on the opposite?
Is you
not
a
yours.
feminist? Or
Yeah, on the
Hold
opposite
on.
end of it, really has the notion or is under the impression that when I do these things, it's not for a man to tell me how I'm supposed to dress or what I should do with my body. But
yeah.
I'm the person who this is my body and
It's
I'm
not.
supposed to.
Your body is not
what
yours.
I
My
want with
body is not mine.
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
Your body belongs to the Lord. You have to put his thoughts about your body come before yours. Your body doesn't belong to random dudes on the internet yelling at you either.
Yeah.
It don't belong to me, but it doesn't belong to you either. That's the truth. And I think that idea of like this is mine. The true thing about what feminism was trying to do was to say it's not men's body, it's mine, right? That's more true than what used to be.
Yeah.
But it's not yours either.
Yeah.
That's the truth, right?
Yeah.
They don't have the right to tell you what to do, but you don't either. You have to point your direction. You have to get your direction from God, what he wants from you. That's it.
Bro, to piggyback off what you just said, it's like we got to take the Bible for what it is. We can't water down the word of God because we have our own perception on things. That ain't how the world works. So that ain't how God works. So like you either a feminist or you a Christian, dog. There's no in between. That's lukewarm. You feel me? So you got to pick you one.
Yeah, I mean that's and what you just said is so real. It's like you got even as men, you can't be a player and a Christian.
Come on.
Yeah. The dudes
That's
in the
not happening
comments
at the
saying
same
that though.
time.
They say I can't lie, I be on the ground lurking. Like
Yeah, you
They
can't
tell
do
you
that.
real.
Stop doing that.
Exactly. Like
Stop doing that. If you catch yourself doing it, like
Yeah.
James said, it's impossible for you not to notice. But if you notice that you keep noticing, and you notice your Explorer page keeps looking like that, that's on you, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause it's the
The Explorer
algorithm.
page shows you what
It's
you
the
like to look at.
algorithm.
Yeah,
They
facts.
see you scrolling, they see you pause. They like, oh, I need to show him more of these because he
Yeah.
likes that.
Or
you got to
type-
control
or you
yourself.
typing names in. That's another thing.
yeah, you looking for something.
And just as a hint, people can see what you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found out the hard way.
I got a couple
People can
brothers.
see
Every
what
time
you
I
like.
see a little picture, I see their name on every.
Like, what is going on?
I hear, bro. I say, hey, bro, you out of control.
Man, you
bro.
tripping, dog.
you out of control.
We can
bro.
see what you like, guys.
Yeah,
we can see
boy,
what
I
you
know
like.
What you like, boy.
All right, so this one is interesting. This is a pastor who used to produce for Diddy that is sharing some things that he saw. I want y'all to see.
Tell us about the overall environment of the music industry. You're in now the secular industry, at least. What did you experience? Let's say more so from a spiritual Christian's perspective, being inside. What did you experience?
One thing I experienced is that this whole thing is spiritual. Most people would just attribute it to being gifted or being talented, but the spirit realm very much controls what it sounds like, what it looks like, what happens in these rooms, on these records, what's written. I remember even the first record that I did for Bad Boy Records. I remember being in the studio for 4 days straight, no sleep, because I was driven by something more than just my own ability. It was something driving me.
Look at the Moloch spirit.
I believe it was a demonic spirit in the sense that
Gotta be creepy.
if I wasn't in those realms, I couldn't hear the music like that. I couldn't hear it as clear. Like, there were certain sounds and certain things that I could hear and produce that if I wasn't in that mind frame, I wouldn't be able to produce it.
So what got you in that mind frame? What would it be?
It would be focus, just almost channeling something else. Weed, getting in the studio and just, channeling it, just pulling it out. And when I got to a certain level of it, I noticed it could come in 5 minutes. I could just create something and it would be amazing. Some of the most amazing music I ever heard.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you described moments where you saw people actually doing seances over their music.
Absolutely.
So what did that look like?
So we would all be in the studio and it would almost be ritualistic. We would light candles and as the beats are playing, they would, their hands would be moving like this and they would be chanting different things over the music alone. This is before it goes to the writers. And honestly, I can hear it in my ears like it was just yesterday. Like it was amazing music. And I again, you don't get to those realms without a supernatural aid or a supernatural God.
All right, what do you think about that?
Weird, twin.
How credible a source is this guy?
I have no idea. Jeremiah?
I ain't gonna lie.
This is a Jeremiah production.
Watch it from the clip, bro. I wasn't in the room.
It's a weird game.
But I'll say this: I do hear people say like a lot of beat makers do say, "Yo, you ask me, are you classically trained? You know how to play beat?" Like, nah, bro. I don't know how to play no. I don't know. I'm not classically trained. I just get on there, I make some puff, and then I just start making stuff. And it's like, okay. Like, I've heard people say that. You know what I'm saying? I heard the same thing about rappers. I was getting drunk and stuff started coming to me, and it just making hit records like that. So, I mean, all of this music is spiritual. I don't understand why people don't think it is. It's a very spiritual situation. It's a very spiritual. And the seances, I've heard people saying they saw, I ain't gonna say the name of the artist, they saw somebody do a seance at the Grammys, like behind scenes before their performance so they can get right. So,
yeah, you hear people say all the time, they say they do like different rituals and seances over the masters of an album.
Yeah.
Or a project before they put it out. I read books. One lady, she was in the Satanic Church, and she said they would travel around to different studios with rock artists and things of that nature, and it'd be literal witches that come into the studio, and they would do stuff over the music. And then next thing you know, they drop a song from an unknown artist that nobody knows, and it just takes off. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's something legit behind it personally.
So I will say this, right? Because not to take away from music in general, because I do agree. We know Scripture says that God inhabits the praises of His people, right? And so when you look at praise, a lot of time you put it to music, then obviously we understand that music and sounds and all of that words invite spirits, right? So you praise God, it invites the Holy Spirit. Okay, cool. So on the other end, when you talk about secular music, well, whatever they talking about, you also inviting that into where you at, right? Cool, understood. Now, I'm not gonna say because I haven't seen it personally. I don't know about seances in studios and all of the spooky stuff, when it comes to making music. But I will agree. I think what it probably more often than not looks like, because I've worked doing music with folks before my walk now, where that was the mentality. Okay, let's pop a perk, roll a joint or something before we do some music to get in the right. We're more creative that way. That's how you get past writer's block. That was the thought, and it does become like a ritual because now you got to do that to create. You know what I mean? But I don't agree, obviously, because I believe the gift that you have comes from God, and you don't need anything else to.
You know what's crazy? You just said
into it.
I never thought of this before, but the people that do that, like you said, you did. I wonder if the writer's block is actually God trying to protect you and the people you're about to rap to. I wonder if it's a protection and you just bypassed it.
Yeah,
Because the stuff that comes out of these people's mouths are dangerous, right? It's like it's hurting our culture. And what if that God is like trying to block all that stuff in their brain, and it's like, nope.
We're talking about
Focus
Future
on
today.
something else. Yeah.
That all them lyrics Future had on that song. What was it?
Because they're doing spiritual too. All them drugs. So you invite other spirits to help you with that junk. And at the same time, you got to remember too, what was Satan doing before he got kicked out? That boy was making music. So now that we making music and you injecting those spirits, what does Satan want to keep doing? Making music. So
Future had a lyric in one of his songs on his mixtape. He said, "I just be tagging them in. I'm riding with Satan again."
Man, come on, man. Come on.
The man said, "I'm riding with Satan
what?
again." The other song, "Little Demon in the Cut," go raiding at the church.
Tag him in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
Got the demons with me. Got the devil with me. Like a rocket. Like.
and then folks just think he just talking the talk.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. Can't be green with this junk, man.
He's not talking about spirits. He's talking about his partner. That would have been.
That would
Yeah, he ain't talking about no spirit. He just talking about his folks. That's how.
Still kill and destroy,
You
man.
still believe in that, bro?
Okay. All right. Folks ain't green, man.
All right, so speaking of Diddy, we got to get this one in before line for line. Jaguar Wright says something that caught our attention. Let's hear what she has to say.
See, we don't want to believe in spirituality because spirituality holds us accountable for our choices. We were talking about this a little earlier. About how the devil tricked everybody into believing that he wasn't real so they wouldn't realize they were being possessed by him. See, if it was all you chose it, then there's no one else to blame but me. But you remember there used to be an old saying, the devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. We don't hear people say that anymore. Right. No, we just hear mental health. Mental health. Mental health. Mental health. Why is it that we live in a spiritual realm filled with nothing but pure magic created by God and we don't want to acknowledge it? Wow. Why do we not believe that demon possession is real?
All right, so Jaguar Wright. How do I feel about Jaguar Wright? Anyway, regardless of how I feel, what do you think about what she said here?
Can't be green. Can't be green. Can't just act like we don't wrestle with flesh and blood, but principalities, powers, and what was the other one?
Rule of darkness in high places.
Yeah, man. So can't be green, bro.
Yeah, Jaguar Wright is, if you don't know who she is, she's the one that's been waging war with Diddy and Jay-Z for years and years. If you actually could see her in the old video when Jay-Z did Unplugged, she was singing, I think, Heart of the City or something like that. So she was around, and she accused Diddy and Jay-Z of a lot of crazy things. But it was odd for me to hear her talk about this because I didn't know her to be a Christian.
I think she's spiritual.
So it's confusing because she started out saying spirituality, but then she said you don't want to be held accountable. Accountable to who? If you're not talking about the God of the Bible, Christianity, Jesus Christ, that's who we're accountable to.
I think she's saying God in general.
Okay, but who are you talking about? Why?
But you know, we're
several spirits.
But you know, we're in a time where everybody is like now is on a God wave, kind of like kind of like what what's the name said on his Shannon Sharp interview is God side and the other side kind of vibe. So I feel like that's what people are now. But you just don't know when they talk about God, you don't know who they're referring to. You know what I mean? So because you could say God and the devil, and people just you don't know what God are you talking about, So
yeah.
But I think for her, man, she, like I said, she been talking about people because I think she's like been an insider, you know what I mean? And honestly, I think she may feel bitter about some stuff, or people may have done her wrong. I mean, she made me look at the whole rap conscious community like y'all frauds too, because you for some years you've been hearing people like you think are like the conscious, yeah, brother, we got it. Them jokers is as ratchet as the people that y'all.
I don't know, man. When I look at people like her, it's easy to just write them off and discredit them. But I've seen more often than not the people we look at as being crazy or off base. I ain't saying I agree with everything that she say.
Yeah.
But a lot of times there's a lot of truth to some of the things they say,
Yeah.
but we just look at them and their credibility sometimes like, I don't really know. But should be the one that really be giving you the most game for real.
There was a girl in Danny Kane that talked all this stuff about Diddy for years. I mean, years. And it wasn't until, her most recent interview, I guess it was on the Diddy Tubi documentary, that it really started to make sense. Oh, what she's saying is true. And then they started putting clips back together where she was performing with Danny Kane and he would do stuff to her and say stuff to her. And it was like, whoa, that was really harsh. That was really mean. And she kept saying, like, I've been trying to tell y'all this for years. I mean, but I just been canceled because I went against one of the biggest people, in the music industry. And yeah, I couldn't do anything about it. So that's really eerie.
Yeah, I think what we're starting to see is powers are starting to come down. Now, is this something God's been like, working on for a long time, that he's going to allow these people to take control of our culture in certain ways and then bring them all down so we know that, no matter how powerful you get, he's more powerful than them? Maybe that's the message he's sending. But I just wonder, if this young lady is not a Christian, why aren't there more Christians speaking out against this stuff longer ago than now? Like, why is it all of a sudden now it's okay, but we couldn't speak against it?
But I think we were speaking against it, but people call us conspiracy theories. People was like, "Oh, that's a conspiracy." Yeah, come on. I mean, you you like one of the big ones. You were like, I'm like, Sean, what do you think about? Come on, Jeremiah, really? Come on.
You know what I mean? I still warn you about that.
Yeah, so
some of this stuff is ridiculous.
No, but what I'm saying is, some stuff is like when we had Course here. Course was saying like, I can't say everything I've seen in the music industry, but it was sound. He said before you guys got here, we was talking. He was like, Chris, let's say my brother. He's like, if 90% of the stuff y'all think is conspiracy theories is like true.
It's real. Yeah.
It's real. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, people who have been speaking out against stuff for so many years, they either get killed mysteriously, or they get like rejected, crazy, or rejected from the industry. Like, yo, we don't mess with that dude. That dude, he whack. You blackball, yeah. So now that everybody's coming out, I kind of understand now, like, why you waited to come out, because you were probably blackballed, or you were probably looked at like you don't know what you was talking about.
So when we looked at that video the other week, when that guy was like, for the people who sat by and watched what was going on and he didn't say anything, or they may have took payments to be quiet and stuff. If you're a believer, or you're somebody who knew this stuff was going on and you didn't say anything because you're worried about getting blackballed, or you're worried about this and that, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you're wrong.
Yeah.
You chose your platform. You chose whatever it was over the truth, over what was right. If you seen something that was dark and evil and heinous going on to these people, and you knew it, and you sat back and watched it happen and didn't say nothing, you're wrong.
Yeah. I mean, we could say it's different, obviously, right? Because Jesus was going against the church basically at the time, but he spoke on the powers that be, and that's why he died.
Yeah.
Right. So if that's the case, that's a big fact in that for a Christian who's also in that same space, you can't look at the Sanhedrin, right, that Jesus was facing, or the folks that's in a position of authority, and say, oh, well, I'm not going to say nothing right now because it's not the right time. I got to wait till I got the opportunity. And nah.
I don't have no death wish. I don't want nobody to go ahead and gun me down. You know what I'm saying? But if it came down to it, I'm following Christ.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Like when you follow Christ, it comes with everything.
Yeah.
It comes with rejection. It comes with being rejected. It comes people lying on you. It comes with folk hating you. It comes with persecution. It may cost you your life. Like, we want a comfortable Christianity. That's all the lot of talk we talk about. We just want that comfortable Christianity where we can just say we're a Christian. We can go to church, go home, chill, eat chicken, watch football, and then nobody bother us. Like, it gonna come with a price. It gonna come with a sacrifice. We had a conversation before this happened earlier. Like, if such happened, would you just like, nah? Because I understand this comes with a price. A sacrifice has to be made. You can't say I'm Christian until they threaten me. I'm Christian until they say this.
And that's what love is, man. Yeah. Love is sacrificial.
Unconditional love.
Yeah. NC says someone like Puff had police in his back pocket. They may have tried to tell.
I guess that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
If they tried and the story never got out, then I guess you can't fault the person.
that's true.
You know.
Yeah, but you got to say something, man.
But yeah.
Little kids getting taken advantage of. I seen something today. Not only did he had 1,000 bottles, they said the baby oil was laced with some kind of drugs. Like this is going on to kids.
Man,
this is going on to people like
under his crib.
yeah. I can't sit back and just watch that.
Yeah.
And be a Christian and a believer and just sit back idly sitting watching that and don't say nothing because I'm scared something gonna happen to me.
Or the Christians were participating.
What if your life may be the sacrifice that's needed for all this to stop?
Yeah.
What if you may be the person that God used to just bring all this to an end? Do we believe in where we going after this?
Think about
Do you have an eternal perspective?
Come on.
Think about if the Cassie video had got leaked 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like that was
people. How many people knew about that?
Yeah. And then the whole staff, and then the corporation behind it, and whoever the money was paid to. Like it's a lot.
You know the system that we got to bring down is this whole NDA system. There's too many people. Powerful people who can pay people off with NDAs that keep people silent. Like we got to do something about that, man. There's just too much nastiness hidden under some NDAs.
When you think about the fact that there's a law for a document, basically that's a legal document that will protect someone who's broken another law.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
That's
like
weird.
that don't make any kind of, I don't know, that don't make sense to me.
But I think the thing is, for the average person, it's like, how bad do you want to be there? You know what I'm saying? To sign an NDA. Like if I gotta go in your house and somebody says, like, unless I'm working for, like if I'm working for somebody, like I'm doing a legit job, then I kind of understand. But if I'm like going in to chill and hang out and party or whatever, and somebody say, hey, y'all, man, before we get up in here, my man said he want everybody to sign this. I'm like, dude, I'm
It's
not
a
trying
telltale sign. You finna do something to me that don't need to be done.
We've signed. We had to sign an NDA when we were being talked to about a reality TV show, and I get that, right? There's ideas. There's some people's names being brought up, maybe some investors' names that you don't want to just go out on social media and talk about. But when you talk about like life-changing, life-altering situations.
We at a party. That's it. Legal stuff, we at a party. You like, before you come and party with us, you got to sign this.
Nah, that's crazy.
Now, I will say this.
What are you going to do to me in here that I can't talk about?
Yeah.
I'm straight.
They doing a little too much.
Now you at a couch party. Know what
I was
I'm
going to
saying?
say, I remember going to a certain Christian hip-hop video shoot, but that was a waiver release for like media content, so that's different.
I'd say.
You mixing so much stuff together.
It confused me. It confused me because I remember people saying they didn't want to sign it. And that's when I was like, what are we signing here? Because it was like you stand at the door and they were just handing out copies of it.
Somebody mentioned, what if the problem is that we think Diddy's the top, but he's not?
Oh, we know
probably
he's not.
No, definitely not.
We know he's
So what if whoever you would tell to is
the wrong
there's
person?
nobody to tell to? What if it's all the way up the power ladder to where no one will ever get really in trouble who needs to get in trouble? I think that's what a lot of people
If the people
feel.
start speaking up enough, somebody gonna go down. I mean, you can't really change it all in one day, but not speaking up is not the answer. If you see injustice going on, well, I'm just not gonna say nothing because nobody ever gonna
too
change.
much. Yeah,
that's not the answer.
Yeah,
sitting back watching, try.
But no, to me, and just being real, no. Okay, I think, and then we had this conversation a couple of weeks, like 2 weeks ago, where it's like there's a difference between a party and an after party, right? So if somebody's throwing a party, an industry party in general, where just is after the Grammys and everybody just go to that party, it's different than you going, and it's in a public place. There's paparazzi there, there's people inside, it's at a public place, versus you going to somebody, my man got a mansion party after this, y'all ready to go? That's something totally different than going to a regular party. The problem is now everything is, if you say I've been to a Diddy party, now everybody looking at you like, you was at the freak off.
If you walk in anywhere and see that much grease and don't walk out of there, you want to be there. You want to be there. That much grease don't terrify you, bro. All that grease, I'm gone, bro. I'm gonna slide on up out of there.
All right, y'all. We love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe before you go. Like, subscribe, lock in with us. Go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Trackstarz Universe. We're about to hop over to the Line for Line channel. So if you haven't subscribed over there, go subscribe over there. For everybody else that's just hanging out with us for our conversations, thank you. We love you.
Thank y'all so much.
We
Give
will
them a chance to talk about their product.
Yeah.
projects.
Oh.
Tell them what you got going on.
All right, man. So like I said, my name KJ Kemp, KJ KEMP. I'm on all platforms. I just dropped a song called Bout It. It's
Fire,
everywhere. It's
fire.
going. You heard it?
Yes.
Yes, sir, my boy.
Master P?
Yeah. That's out right now. I got an album called Catch My Burdens. It's coming out at the end of November. We got 442 on it. We got Tyler 1K. We got 1K Fuel.
Nice.
And we got RBGJ, man. It's gonna be big. So y'all tap in.
That's what's up.
What's up?
Zilla, what about you?
All right, what's going on, family? My name is Zilla. You can find me on all social media again at GSZilla, ZILLA. I just dropped a single this past week called Black all platforms, and then that's actually the self-titled if you want, but basically the album has the same name. Black Sheep comes out on the 25th, so next Friday I'm dropping that with the video for the single. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. The pre-save link is in my bio now, but this is I'll call it my sophomore album. It's really my second official album. And it's the most important project of my career so far. A lot of important topics on it. You will hear growth, and definitely for anyone that needs real music, but that's also just filled with word that you might not even realize. I'm telling you, tap in. Yeah.
Shout out to Bro Lloyd standing on biz for the super chat. We appreciate
you, bro.
And shout out Gas, bro. God in Streets. My boy St. Clair. Boy 442. Yeah, tap in, man.
Yeah, man. So, all right, we're about to head over to the Line for Line channel, or you could go to patreon.com/Trackstarz Universe. The full stream is on Patreon, so go lock in there. Shout out to all the new Patreon members as well. I've been watching new people come in. We appreciate it. But head over there or the Line for Line channel. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Wright, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Time. Hopefully you guys are listening. If you're not, then you're losing.
Hey, I was raised in Atlanta, land of the scammers. What it is, shawty, I'm official with the grammar. Hey, you know we got love for the OGs. Used to tote the helmet like Thor, now they low key. It's a cold street, riding down Simpson Road. You ain't tough enough for the blood, homie, you can't go. You can't flex a bankroll around these parts. It ain't a lot of love that's around these hearts. So we gotta take the gospel to the darkest of the dark. With the Savior indicator, we pull up at Gresham Park. Hey, they say they need a real reason for believing. When cats get killed for Thomasville to Four Seasons. Pockets getting larger, fans gotta dodge ya. 12 the real challenger, they catch it, they'll charge ya. Hey, and if you from the A, then you probably know we done it all. Rest in peace to Charlotte Low. Riding through the south side, everybody outside. Don't be walking in the dark if you up in College Park. Them boys will hit you up for everything you got. The cops ain't the only one with SWAT. They been real and been healed. I love my city while we been trill. But if I'm really being real, a lot of blood that been spilled from repping zones with the squad. My city don't need guns, my city need God. Man, I love the A. Old Atlanta, new Atlanta. Every day it's Atlanta. Ride around to get it, that's the ways of Atlanta. You say you from Atlanta, then pray for Atlanta. God save Atlanta. God save Atlanta.
God save Atlanta. Westside, what's up?
God save Atlanta.
Raised in Atlanta, we didn't believe in Santa. Hey, we hustle with our brothers and get some gay from my grandma. Went to school with the ops, mess around, you get chin checks. I was watching Simpson while still was watching for Simpson. In Greenbrier, the Black Knights, a breeze by ya. Them shots blue, we get flat, we need tires. We need God from Baker Road to East Side. You see them throwing up the deuce, it's not a peace sign. They praising money first, we in our last days. They go from happy and broke to get mad paid. You don't know the A, you ain't been on Cascade. Shoot Cascade, skating ring ain't on Cascade. No jokes, they wildin' out with the cannon. I play like I'm varsity, my station is Atlantic. Yeah, we got a peach tree, but ain't nothing peachy. Pray before we go to bed, but never in a deep sleep.
Man, I
Save
love the
Atlanta.
A. Old Atlanta, new Atlanta. Every day it's Atlanta. Ride around to get it, that's the ways of Atlanta. You say you from Atlanta, then pray for Atlanta. God save Atlanta. God save Atlanta.
Hey,
God
hey,
save
when you
Atlanta.
coming to the A, don't be stupid. Everybody working technical support. Ain't got no troubleshoot, but I ain't got time for the beefing. Hinky gave the city another option. I'm too busy smashing the slutty vegan. Hey, we moved to Western Chapel, right there with the dealers. Then we moved to Columbia, right there with the killers. Got tired of racking L's, had to move to the center. Glenwood, Austin Drive, where you can't miss winners. Look, snitching down here, that's a critical no. And if you do, you consider sweeter than the cinnamon roll. I had to sharpen my answers. Along with street smarts, I'm a GPC alumni, Clarkston camp. I seen a lot of homies die. Every time I pass by the Cap County Jail, feels like a memorial drive. If you was made in Atlanta, raised in Atlanta, then pray for Atlanta. God save Atlanta.
Man, I love the A. Old Atlanta, new Atlanta. Every day it's Atlanta. Ride around to get it, that's the ways of Atlanta. You say you from Atlanta, then pray for Atlanta. God save Atlanta. God save Atlanta. God save Atlanta.
All right, back in the field with the track stars, Ryan Wright, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Line for line time.
Yeah, man, it's line for line time. Real quick, I have to talk about the Iron Sharpens Iron piece that we did this week. It was the champion Razzie. I think he's going for his second week. He has a song called Alpha and Omega, defending the title against the challenger William Kata. I hope I said his name right.
Will Cater.
Will Cater, yeah, Cater. I'm sorry, them T's. And his song Real Success. And the Iron Sharpens Iron winner for the week is champion Razzie. Razzie, he wins again. He will continue to defend his title next week. Remember, the champ gets if they go 7 weeks straight, their song get retired. Their song gets a part of my top 50 2024 singles of the year. And they get their very own line for line. All right, man. It is time for us to go to Harlem, New York. We're going up north. This is a throwback line for line. This is Mace versus Soul P, who's actually out of the West Coast. He's from Portland, Oregon? Somewhere in Oregon. I know he's from the West Coast. So this is a throwback today. So let's get this going. The views and opinions of the Trackstarz and Trackstarz Universe are not the views and opinions of the artists, the label producers, or others. If you feel offended by this, please press stop now. If you're a person who listens to Christian artists, ain't your cup of tea. Should we? Do I still need to do this? Oh, yeah, I was about to say that. I'm like, do I still have to do this? You on your own. Yeah, well, I guess we still do. All right, you got React videos, topics, interviews to go check out. We're not copying any battle formats. We've been doing this since the 2000s. Soul P is not the Christian version of anybody. It's just a bit, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get this going. Oh, and by the way, this is gonna be a hard one for Soul P, because this is like Mace's greatest hits. And that means Mace is gonna go first every time. So it won't be biased. All right, here we go. We're gonna start this bad boy thing off. That's funny.
Oh boy.
Bad boy thing.
Mace, here we go.
Yeah, what you know about going out? Head west, red legs, TVs, all up in the headrest. Try and live it up. Rock jewel, bigger truck, piece all glittered up. Stick a kid in the what? Jig with a cut, sip Chris, spit it up. Rock, get done so I can't get it up. I'm a big man, get this man room. I done hit everything from Cancun to Grand Tune. Why you stand on the wall, hand on your floor, lighting up drugs, always fighting in the club. I'm the reason they made the dress code. They figure out what and why when I'm in my fresh clothes. Dresses, I suppose, from my neck to my toes.
All right, that was, this is a nostalgia line for line. Mace, feels so good. This is Soul P. Whoa.
You know it's not a thing for me to get this jumping. Play it in your boombox, keep this pumping. I'm known to turn it down all up in a function. I always give my all cause it's all or nothing. I'm always in it in the middle of something. Live and direct, you know I'm live than most them. Whoa. Yeah, you know I do it cause I cannot stop. And that be the reason cause I love it a lot. From the bottom I done came right over the top. From cold to lukewarm, now boiling hot. But don't get it twisted.
All right, that was Soul P. Whoa. Feels so good. Mace. Who y'all got? Starting off with you, bro.
Mace.
Okay.
But it's a lot closer than I would expect it though, cause that was good. But it come on, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a tough comp, twin.
What you got, bro?
All right. I would agree. I would say Mace, and I'm trying to remain impartial. You know, not to give no bias, because obviously I know the Mace song and I don't know the Soul P song. But that being said, I do like Soul P's flow on it was cool. I think what's similar is maybe the cadence. I just with Mace the rhyme scheme and what he was actually saying, I think is what gave it to him for me.
Got you.
Mace.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of already voted in the. I got Mace. I'm watching the Trackstarz feed to see if any of our YouTube members vote. If you go on patreon.com/Trackstarz Universe and you're a member there, and you click the feed and you actually go to YouTube in Patreon, you can actually comment there, and I'll see you'll still look green or red or whatever it was. So
you're gonna have to do that there for me then, because I don't.
Yeah, I'll see. I don't see anybody in there right now. Okay. I think everybody went to the line for line feed. But if you are a member, you can go back to the Patreon feed.
Past the Mace.
And I'll see you voting.
Past the Mace.
That's funny. Jerry.
I'm tossing again early.
Dang, Jerry.
Wow.
Maya Lansky.
Soul P.
Okay,
Soul
babe.
P. Really? Better?
Wow.
It was better.
I'm gonna get it out the way because I know it's gonna get.
Okay.
I would have tossed it, but yeah, I think so.
Wait, what is toss it again?
Means you don't like either one or you like them the same.
So if I think that equals, just toss it.
You get one of those.
Oh,
there's 6 rounds.
I'm gonna hold it then.
Yeah.
That's funny. What's your name, young lady? Holly. Yeah. What do you think?
Baby, I don't know.
What did he say? He's doing tossing?
Yeah.
I'll use my one toss.
Okay.
Did the cameraman go?
No.
What's your name, man? Kemet.
Yep.
What you got?
That was a good one. I like that. I was entertained though, the toss up.
Okay.
Toss up. All right.
All right. So Soul P got 1 and Mace got 4. Online, I don't know what the round one. It looks like is Mace. I love you know why I love nostalgia ones, because it really shows you guys' true colors. Because when I do like you guys' age group, it'd be like automatically y'all, because they can't stand the opposite person, because it's like he devil. But when I do that throwback, that's test their faith. Yeah. So
all right. So I see some of our Patreon people. They're voting in the comments section on Patreon. That's cool too. So.
All right, so round one went to Mace online.
Yeah, Mace, all Mace in the Patreon.
Mace and Betha, 5-1. Whoa. All right, so Mace got that 5-1. He's on the board 1-0. All right, we're gonna start off with Mace this time. Okay, it's Mace again. Looking at me. Here we go.
What the hell is you looking for? Can a young man get money anymore? Let my pants sag down to the floor. Really do it matter as long as I score? Can't my car look better than yours? Can I have a bad bitch without no flaws? Come to see me without no door. In a stretch Lex with about 10 doors. I was murdered, P. Diddy named me pretty. Did it for the money, now can you get with me? People wanna know who is he? He get busy. Girls get
That's like not age well, bro.
Yo!
And he was just talking about sagging the pants
Diddy
down
made
to
me
the floor.
name me pretty.
That junk ain't age well at all.
Yo, we got to go back through all the lyrics back then, man.
That boy gotta go edit his catalog.
Your
bro.
name is Pretty Mace.
I mean, Mace is on the record. I mean, Puffy's on the record. Puffy's on the. All right, that was Mace looking at me. This is Soul P. Do my thing. Here we go.
Take it how you want, but best believe I'ma take it far. I do my thing, homie, raining cause he rain on me. Famous secondary, pleasing Christ is the aim for me. And ever since I turned around, these devils aim for me. Try and bring the pain like they ain't know me and pain homies. So what you talking about? Yeah, you talking loud. But the smart move silent when they move about. I got this work on me and I make it work for me. No matter if my plate full, believe me, I'ma stay hungry. Always come up like my name when you dudes hate. And there's a lot of that, so when I see you.
All right, that was Do My Thing. Soul P looking at me. Mace. What you got, bro?
Mace, I just ain't like the beat from the other one. That's the only reason.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't.
You
Mace
couldn't
got
roll
that that beat was hard. I just ain't like that other beat.
I'm gonna toss this one.
Toss.
Yeah, I'm gonna toss this one.
What you got?
Outside that suspect line, I got Mace.
Mace. Yeah, I got Mace as well. People sleep on Mace, man. He was good.
Mace can spit, bro.
He was good.
Him and Cam with the truth.
Good beat selection.
Mace.
M-A$E?
What you got? Mace. 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 What you got?
I go with Mace too. All right, it's 8-0 to him.
Someone said Soul P pause.
Soul P pause. What is that? So I say pause.
Soul pause.
Yeah, P when you say
Soul P. That's funny. All right, that was so far. Let me see what they got for round two, because right now it's a wash in here. It's Mason here, so I guess it really don't matter to me.
Okay, Dakari Velez is in here with me. There's only
Soul P. Soul P took that round. Wow.
Yeah, Soul from Delari.
All right, so that was a 8-1 round for Mace. Mace got it 2-0.
Mace and Patreon as well.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna start off in round 3. This is Mace.
Hey mama, won't you come here to Popeye? You don't like the way I be looking at shot eye. In the 600, ain't no smoking cigar. Come over here, I think I see your baby father. Here go the number to my casa. If you in a rush, you call me mañana. Whatever you need, girlfriend, I got the whole enchilada. Just the way you like it, Mace gon' do you proper. Girl, I could tell you was meant for me. I could tell by the way you was sent to me. While I'm on tour trying to make them centuries. And they ask who you man, you better mention me.
All right, that was Mace. What you want? This is Soul P. We don't know. Here we go.
These people seem to worry about their life all the time, including me. Letting yesterday affect the day and what's to be. Believing in yourself is a part of what you see, and your reality is based on your belief. But see, I see the problem that we face as human beings is being free of being someone else, and the pressure gets extreme. Believe me, I done walked in them shoes on Front Street, living life backwards like crisscross jeans. Caught up in the fallacies that life tend to brings, but brings only falsified fantasies for things, which leads down a stream of vanity without a means.
All right, that was Soul P. We don't know. Mace, what you want? My man.
Dog. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go, bro.
Who, bro?
What's his name?
Soul P.
Soul P. I'm gonna go, bro, on that one. He did his thing. He slid. Yeah.
It's still close. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, this one tough. That beat was crazy. Soul P. I'm gonna go Soul P.
I got Soul P.
Yeah.
I like Soul P on that one.
Yeah, I was prepared to say Mace because Mace is, I hate to say it, Puffy knew how to pick beats. Like He knew how to pick beats, man. So I was gonna give it to Mace, but I think So P took it. So P, what you got?
So P, man.
So P, toss.
Smart.
P, what you got?
I'm going with Mace.
Mace.
What happened to Total, man?
One Pam became she a pastor now. And everybody left Diddy and went to church.
Church or some other religion.
Yeah. Everybody the priest.
All right, so right now, So P took one.
Mace from the member crew.
So shout out, we got 80 people in the building. Okay, thank y'all. All right, So P took it online. So
now we know how many people weren't judging us when we used to do the show.
Right.
Only 80 of them.
So that's funny.
80 out of 400 people were not.
So P took it 8-1. He is on the board, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. We're gonna start off with Mace. Here we go.
I rep the most high, still I'm the most fly. I win so much they wanna know who I'm coached by. Every day approached by chicks when I was multi. Wanna give me soul side, but I'm like, don't try. I see the hisses and the disses when I go by, but see the misses on my wrists when I float by. Self-control and I can't tell you no lie. Trying to find a soulmate, you end up being soul tied. I make my money, man, without the coca. Living la vida without the loca. I'm down south, so they show me country love.
All right, that was Mace. Welcome back. This is So P. Goodness.
You got me open loving every time we spend time. I stay focused to relax and enjoy mine. Appreciating what you bring, and I know it's life. It's evident you alive, though you out of sight. I stand for freedom in the midst of the non-believing. I believe in why I'm breathing, so the good I'm keeping. Renew your mind from its darkness for life's achievement. And make a difference to change for the right reasons. My brothers out there struggling for they share. Man, I'm right there, understanding life, yeah. But we can all get away for a better day, a better way to celebrate.
All right, that was Goodness. So P. Welcome back, Mace.
If you still want to do super chats and stuff, again, you could do that from the YouTube feed from Patreon. If you go through Patreon, click YouTube on the video, you'll go to the YouTube feed. You can still do everything. I'm watching it.
All right, man. My man, what you got?
I ain't gonna cap. Mace, when I heard that sample, I was like, bro, lost. But that song was hard. I ain't gonna cap. So P, bro. That song was tough.
So do you make these harder each time on
Yeah.
purpose?
That's what I'm
I should
saying,
have. I ain't
bro.
know that, bro. I'd have saved my toss, bro. Dang. Ooh. Yeah, that one hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Dang. I don't know, man. This is crazy. I'm gonna go So P. I'm gonna go So P.
Mace.
I got So P on that one. I didn't like Welcome Back.
Really?
He came back. Diddy did that one too, didn't he?
Yeah, he came back with, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was like, sorry. I was like, this is what Christian rap sound like.
Positive Christian rap. Jerry.
So P.
So P.
That was a vibe.
Maya Lansky.
Start
Mace.
That's
What you? P.
Got 2 So Ps and a Mace from the members.
Okay. I am going to say I like Welcome Back. So, but I would have used my toss up, but I know what's coming. So.
Man, cheat.
Oh, here's another thing I'm thinking through this while we're doing it. Once our Line for Line channel gets, like monetized where we can have members and just if you want to do all the super chats and stuff, it'll eventually be available on the Line for Line channel. We just got to build it up. So tell your friends to subscribe so we could get our 4,000 watch hours and all that stuff so we can do everything we used to do on the Trackstarz page for Line for Line the Line for Line page.
All right, man. It looked like I think it's 9-4.
Somebody says Zilla got a jazz radio voice.
You do, bro. You
gotta
I'm
do
not
something.
feeling too good right now.
It's So P took that round 9-4. So now it's tied up 2-2.
Okay.
All right, here we go. We're gonna start off.
So P
Let's
coming
go.
back.
This is Mace.
don't rap for rollies, I rap for Starbucks. I'm that star who get the starstruck. You a one-hit wonder who caught some hard luck. I'm that kid, cats can't wait to scar up. But the show ain't over till the bottles is empty. And girls run out the club, filed the Bentley. Doing it every president, need a Lewinsky. Girls know I ain't loyal, but they try to convince me. And any chick that I'm with already know. You ain't got to like Mace, but Betty blow. And anything that I do, get heavy dough. Stop handcuffing that girl and let her go. My whip's got satellites, see it in the graphics. I ain't no.
All right, that was Mace. Get ready. This is Soul P. You made me. Here we go.
Take your hand, now let's walk and talk about you. Where you wanna go in life, what you wanna do. You wanna go with me, cause girl, I wanna go with you. I hope it's mutual, together we can do a few things that only respect you. Cause I know you's a woman of virtue. Cause I see something different when I see you. Really real, authentic, not see-through. Yeah, it's time, cause I feel it and it feel right. With God in it, frame the picture, it'll look right. Picture that, now tell me what it look like. Listen to me, this is what you make me feel like.
All right.
I can see why you put them together now. They sound similar.
Yeah, I'm about to say they boy cousin.
All right, that's Soul P. You made me. Get ready, Mace. Who y'all got?
Man, don't touch that, bro. I ain't really feeling either one on. They too funky for me, gang. I'm young.
Did you use it already?
Nah, this is my first one. I touched that,
That boy said too funky.
Hey, that's funny. I'm gonna go with Mace on this one though.
Mace?
Yeah.
I got Mace on this one.
I got Soul P. What you got? Mace. Mace.
You got you now. Come on, baby.
I go with P.
P.
He said Mace.
Oh, you said Mace?
I don't like people rapping about girls and it seems like they trying to find stuff to say. Like now listening to Brugg Soul P song, it was just like
enough.
He ain't had the salt. It didn't have like the vocabulary or whatever I was looking for. Like it just seems so generic.
So we got Soul on the members. Let's see. I gotta refresh this.
Hey, you like that funk when you get older, though.
He said,
you like that funk, boy.
Yeah, man, that junk don't sit right with my soul right now.
Buy
man.
your first grill.
You said, huh?
Buy your first
Two Soul
grill.
P's
You
on.
said grill like grill?
Nah, barbecue.
Oh, we
Barbecue
talking
grill.
about, y'all trying to turn me to Unc, man. I'm 21.
How old are you?
man.
21?
Yeah.
All right, so I was going with Mace for Get Ready. And then online, the chat went with Soul P, which ended up making it a 6-6 round. So a wash.
Wow.
All right, 2-2, going into the round 6.
Getting a little hard, man.
Here we
Making
go.
My head hurt, man.
Let's go. It's Mace.
499, I was born again. 5 years later, and I'm on again. Man, I think I'm born to win. Me broke, that's a oxymoron. Forget a bus, I bought a drop to Toron. G4 is what I saw on. You thinking I ain't hot, you're so wrong. Sorry for the prolong, but now life goes on. Long list of hits and it goes on. I wake up and I don't even feel like a star. And man, I'm getting $1 million a bar. Indeed, I need not take no lie. Man, y'all gonna make me cry.
All right, that was Mace. Breathe, stretch, let it go, shake. All right, this is Soul P.
The head, shoulder, knee, to toe.
Now it's called Breathe, stretch, shake.
But that junk do not be aging good at all.
Breathe,
man.
stretch, shake.
That junk be aging horribly.
Breathe,
All right.
stretch, shake, let it out.
Let it go. That was Mace. This is Soul P.
I ain't going nowhere unless I'm ready to go. My John Hancock, Soul P got. Learn the name, but you can't learn the pain. I done been through it. What you really know about it? I'm far from a square, man. I'm so well rounded. I'm here in a party and the party's popping. You know how we do, man. Ain't no stopping. What you know about this right here? The road that it took just to get right here. See, I can see it in your face. You had no idea, and I won't waste no time trying to make that clear. But I'ma do it how I'm supposed to now. I'm postal now, not local no more. Yeah, I'm national. Now. Wait.
All right, that was Soul P. I'm here. Mace, breathe, stretch, shake. Who y'all got, bro?
Mace.
Okay.
Come on.
That boy said me broke, oxymoron. I'm going Mace.
Yeah, Mace, man. I don't even know what's going on with that.
I got Mace. It's not, when it first came out, I thought it was the same song for a second. But what is that beat? That beat is familiar to me.
Which one?
Soul P's beat.
I don't know what that beat from. I just know from his
Have
album.
I just heard that before?
Maybe.
It sounded real familiar to me. But yeah, Mace. What you got?
I got Mace.
Mace. Mace.
Yeah, I don't know where he was going with that. The Soul P on that one.
It kind of ain't work. Cause it was like it's like a Christian like club
party.
Yeah, like it ain't work for me.
You
In my
ever had
head.
like your little kids or something, they had like the little xylophone and how they just be going crazy on that mug? Like, that would the beat sounded like.
That junk ain't work.
Y'all wasn't feeling I'm here.
It sound familiar though.
He hard with.
It sound like a sample.
I am going to go with Mace myself, even though I like I'm here. That joint was hard. So right now is I think everybody in here went with Mace.
Mm-hmm.
See what the round 6 was.
Mace on Dakari on the membership.
Yeah, Mace.
Hold on.
Like the Mace.
Somebody actually said Soul P.
A lot of people saying Soul P.
Wow. Mace won online.
Yeah, look like Mace.
So P. Hold on.
Mace got
Yeah, that Soul P guy smooth though.
Two Soul P's.
he
How long
Two
he been
Soul P's
rapping?
on.
I don't know. My first time.
This came
hearing
out.
him.
This came out in 2006. That
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
So I wasn't even a Christian then.
Wow, about 3 years old, boy. No cap.
I wasn't even walking with the Lord then.
Yeah, I was crawling with the Lord. Boy.
So Mace took that, and the score is 3-2.
Mace.
Mace.
All right, we'll see what happens in round 7. Thank you guys for watching on the Line for Line channel. If you want to see the last round, that you do have to go to Patreon. Patreon.com/Trackstarz Universe. Sign up there. You get a free T-shirt. It's like a 7-day trial. So if you don't like it, you could leave and keep the T-shirt. It's fine. But go over there right now so you can see round 7. Thank you guys for watching. If you've been watching for the last 2 hours, thank you as well.
Yes,
if you just clicked
Appreciate
in the
y'all.
Line for Line, there's a lot more that you missed. So just go to trackstars.com, find out everything that we got going on. It's awesome. So we'll see you later. You in the field with the Track Stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
He said his beats